When the statue of Edward Colston was pulled down in Bristol during the UK's Black Lives Matter protests, it had special resonance for one man who was thousands of miles away.
Black American actor and playwright Edward Colston now wants to find out whether or not he shares more than a name with the 17th century slave trader. He told the BBC's Laura Foster why he refuses to let his family name be tainted by the practices of the past.
We don't have to allow someone's ugliness, the legacy of this man, to dictate the legacy of my family. In Bristol, the statue of Edward Colston was toppled. That affected me in a really specific and particular way because my name is Edward Colston. It just made me wonder what my relationship was to this man who I shared not one but two names with, who was a notorious slaver and slave trader. As a Black American, I'm one of the descendants of the slave trade. I feel like I'm a living fingerprint of slavery. There is not a day that goes by where I am not impacted by racism, even in quarantine, even in my own home.
Were you ever told where your surname Colston came from?
No. The only reason that Black folks have last names is because barcodes weren't invented yet. Enslaved Black people were property. And we were given last names so that other white people would know whose property that we were. To share a name with somebody who is, really an awful human being, and then to watch that human being not only be celebrated, but immortalized on British soil. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of complex feelings. He enslaved people to the Caribbean, and he traded enslaved people to Virginia. My family is from Virginia. It's a whirlwind of emotions.
What do you think of the statue being pulled down?
I love it. I think it's an amazing thing. These statues are monuments to white supremacy. They are scabs. They are scabs of a larger American and British legacy to the slave trade that we tiptoe around. We tiptoe around conversations about race. To heal these wounds, we have to be brave enough to step into the deep water and really have the uncomfortable conversations, and then have those uncomfortable conversations be accompanied by action.
We have to be brave enough.